All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for staying tuned with our stream today. As we promised, we have got none other than Ruud Bosch, who happens to be the national seniors doubles coach for the Netherlands. And Ruud has a very interesting career for himself. He has traveled a lot, he has seen a lot of places in the past. So we want to spend a bit of time with you today, Ruud. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And learn a bit for what you have learned in your life, I guess.
Okay. Yeah.
Ellie, you want to say a few things?
Yeah, of course. You've made a big name for yourself. Of course, you as an individual, you first played badminton at the highest level also in the Netherlands.
True.
And I got an opportunity to know you as a player.
Yes.
And we worked together for a week, I guess. Yeah. And I see, since then you've done really well with progressing in your coaching career.
Yeah.
I mean, how are you coping with that? Also, you are a father. Also,
yeah, that's definitely true.
Yeah. So, I mean, how do you manage?
How do you manage? Well, obviously, I just rolled into this position as a former player. Started coaching when I left the Netherlands in Taiwan.
Yeah.
So I did my international debut over there as a coach, and that went actually quite well. And so when I came back after 2 years, this position at the junior coach came up, and so I started there, and then at some point I became a father.
Yeah.
How do you do that? Yeah, well,
it goes very fast.
You need to be lucky with a wife or a girlfriend that is okay with the situation. But yeah, of course, this is some kind of my dream job. I'm good at it. I like it. So why would you do something different than what you like?
Absolutely.
So I'm lucky that she's she leads me into this position and let me do this thing. So we manage. It's not always easy. It's sometimes actually very difficult, especially when it's an Olympic year, which I
travel a lot.
Have to travel a lot. So after the juniors, somehow, unfortunately for the other coach, but fortunately for me, I could take over a job that straight away went into a very important time of a cycle. And it was 1.5 years before the Olympics. So I was lucky enough and fortunate enough to get this position as a head coach of the doubles, and I had a really good group of players. So how do I manage? Well, I'm lucky with the home situation that she leaves me.
We were just talking yesterday how lucky we were with our wives, but I'm glad to hear. So in badminton, you got to have really supporting wife, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. No, it's cool, and I have a stepdaughter as well, which is a little bit older, so she understands what I'm doing, and she's actually quite proud of it. And the young one, she likes it well when she sees me on television or whatever. Then she goes, "Hey, that's Daddy," and
that's Daddy.
So, exactly. So they like to see it. It's fun.
Do your kids also play badminton?
No, not yet at all. The oldest one isn't not really into the badminton yet, but she's into horse riding.
Okay.
You know what she likes. That's fine. And the youngest one, she's not old enough yet to really start sports. So, but who knows?
Who knows, right?
No, it's amazing. It's a real interesting story, right?
Yeah.
This is a story that we should talk about with other people behind the scene.
Right.
Give it a try.
But Ruud, you have had a very interesting career. I mean, I read about you. I also listened to some of the podcasts that you participated in, and you got a unique chance to spend good amount of time of your life in Asia.
Definitely.
Right? So, could you share your experience and what you brought back to Netherlands?
Okay. So what I experienced and what I also said in the podcast is there's a big difference between the European countries and the Asian countries. How we develop people and how we players and how we look at badminton and what are our strengths and in different kind of games. And I think why I'm still behind is that in Europe we are more smart, and I don't want to downgrade the Asian players, but I think we need to be more smart because we don't have the physical ability to challenge them on the very highest level by speed. By power it's different, but especially by speed. So we need to be clever. And the amount of competition, internal competition that the Asians have, puts the level up so much, and we just need to have it from just a few in our country, and we need to be lucky that we can practice together as Europeans, so we can learn from each other and keep the level up to compete with the Asians. And so what I took back from Asia is that we need to try to change the way of development, especially the wide range of players, which is quite narrow in Europe, where in Asia it's so big. So they have a very big pool of players to choose from. And the other thing is, we need to start earlier on our physical ability to challenge them. But it is not easy. It's not easy in the Western culture to already start on a very early age, on a serious level, to already look forward to, okay, where do I need to go? Instead of, we start as a fun game. We just do some sports. It's a fun game, and let's see. And then at the age of 10, 12, where the Asians are already competing against each other in high school or in lower school tournaments on a quite high level, we just start with RTC training with regional training and stuff like that to become more serious. And you're behind already a year or 3, let's say, like that. So
Ellie and I, we were just speaking that a couple of weeks ago in Swedish Open. 14-year-old Thai girl won the Swedish Open.
Exactly.
Right. So I was like, wow, how is it even possible?
How is it possible?
Look at a 16-year-old French guy. He is one of the guys in my eyes that he does a really good job.
Alex Lanier.
So it's possible, but it's just one out of everybody else in that range, or in a few years that happens. And in Asia, it just happens way more often.
But what do we need here in the Netherlands to have such production? This is
and then it becomes political in my eyes, because we need to change the whole political system when it comes to schools and stuff like that. But no, I think at the moment a shame is a little bit the culture in the Netherlands, or maybe in the Western world, is not anymore in how do you say it, playing outside, have gymnastics in school and stuff like that. It's a lot about iPad, phones, stuff like that, and we're missing like a movement in kids. Bewegen. It's a common thing at the moment, which we are all trying to change, but it's not working when the government, is not really trying to help out in that case.
So we have, in Denmark, in Netherlands, the one thing that we have good is the club systems.
Exactly.
We have good competitions organized by Badminton Nederland. We have one competition. We have a lot of tournaments at club level, at also RTC level.
True.
So is there something more that clubs can do to keep the kids motivated, and then shift them away from electronics to something that will really help them from a long-term perspective?
One thing which would help is more club that they have their own hall, because then you can make your own times. It's a big problem. I know it's a financial thing. But other than that, what we are actually missing, I think, is the wide range of good club coaches, which go from every age level range up. So from the start, actually, we need one of our best coaches in the club at the junior level to really help them develop for badminton in the right way. And this is a difficult thing. It's badminton at the moment is and at the club level is it's not as in Denmark a professional job. It's something that somebody really loves and is passionate about, and that's what we also want, of course. But it's difficult to really do something like as a professional job. And that's, I think, the main problem that we have. So to change that is, first of all, try to put your better coaches in
The grassroots level.
in the start where the young kids come in to make them enthusiastic and show them the progress goes quite fast. And that's what hooks them up. And hey, this is cool. This is what I can do now. Look at what I can do and stuff like that. And that's where you have people hooked up.
Exactly.
For
And the
a
moment
lifetime.
you pick up the racket, you see the beauty of the sport.
Exactly. Exactly.
Indeed.
Okay. Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, that's a good story. That's you've tackled the questions quite well. Also, not provoking the government, of course.
I don't want to. But if you go totally black and white,
it is what it
if
is.
I'm talking
It is what
from
it
out of
is.
the sports part, then we need to change something there. But it's difficult. We cannot
It
just.
is.
No,
Yeah,
I think
it is.
I was hearing a documentary that was made on badminton Denmark, where Martin Frost was narrating the story of how they have developed their culture. And one of the things that struck me was we have to do things that suit our culture in Netherlands, and then we have to optimize what we can do. Right? And I think that relates to your point of we seeking more efficiency or we seeking more smartness. Maybe that's a mindset, and we cannot be Chinese or we cannot be Indonesians, right? We have to work within the system that we have and maybe slowly change it. Well,
it's what we try, and then that's what we try to change a little bit of the development way path from the beginning to the end product. And then they come to me. But it is what we try to change, but it's gonna take a few years, at least.
So, Ruud, what do you do when you're not thinking of badminton?
When I'm not thinking of badminton, spending time, of course, with my kids. That's one thing. I like to play golf, actually. And last year when Corona hit us, or 2 years ago, but last year I sold my motorcycle and started thinking a little bit more about environment. So I bought a racing bicycle.
Nice.
Other than that, spending some time with friends, which is quite rare. Especially the past few years, but especially with the lot of traveling and stuff like that, it's not very common that I'm spending a weekend with friends and stuff like that. But
you spend that weekend cleaning your cycle.
Exactly. I try to do. I really try to leave badminton behind me in the weekends, but it's
that's important where you draw the line, because it can be really
impossible.
addictive in your mind of where to let it go, right? So I understand that.
Okay. It's nice. I just have maybe one or two last questions. So that we go out of these political things, and then let's be a little bit more fun. I mean, now you've coached at the highest level, right? Have you ever sat behind the court and you regretted the advice that you gave to your players?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Shit, did I say that?
This is the I think the best what a coach needs to be able to do is to you analyze in the front. You do that either because of you saw a match maybe the day before, or you see some videos, and not always the videos are as recent as you would like to have them. So sometimes it's maybe a half a year ago or 3 months. You make a plan about that, and then a totally different story happens. They do totally different stuff, which we try to analyze on the right way. But then, of course, I gave them advice, and I go, oh shit, let's change. And luckily the players are almost they are as smart as I am. But I have an overview from the backcourt, and sometimes on court you don't see what is happening. So I try to give them the feedback, what is happening actually, and I mean they need to change at that point. And we try to develop that part of them that they are capable of developing, changing that the whole course that they actually started with, not holding on to the first end of service alone. Maybe we had to change in the beginning. But that's why I'm here. That's why I'm behind the court, to tell you that.
That's really interesting. And what was your best advice that you ever gave to your players?
The best advice that I gave to my players, it's that's
Oh, like you know, it's a really difficult situation. You see your players are struggling, and then you said that
I think,
one thing
the
that
thing-
made them win the match.
win the matches. Most of the time, if that happens, is the time that they lose the plan in their minds. They try to do stuff, but it's not working.
It's not working. Yeah.
Or at some point where they it's not working and they try to change the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then, in my eyes, the most important thing is to remind them what their strengths are,
Yeah.
what the strength of the couple is. So try to make sure that we get what we want.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we can start from our own side with our strength instead of trying to do everything what they are not really good at.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So
yeah.
focus on ourselves.
Yeah.
First, do that. Make sure that we are playing our match so as we want in our strength.
Yeah.
And when we can do that, then we can clear our minds also and look what is and see what is happening on the other side,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
change
yeah.
to that side.
Yeah, that's really nice. That's really nice. Hey, Ruud, it was really nice to have you here,
Thanks for
and
having me.
we hope that we can have more time another time. Then we
Yeah,
can talk
sure.
more about
I mean,
badminton. and
given
it's-
more time, we would love to, learn from the
Yeah.
experiences.
Yes,
What we
yeah,
could
yeah.
tell our friends, and
Our
what
friends.
would our country do better to
Yeah.
generate more players.
Yeah.
You have, of course, a ton of experience in your career, but
Yeah.
we really appreciate you spending time with us today. Yeah.
Yeah, and well done with everything that you're doing. We really appreciate as spectators, of course, and badminton lovers. I think you're doing a really good job, and
Thank you.
everybody should give you a high five.
Well, maybe not in Corona time, but yeah.
It's
Thanks for having
great.
me.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ruud.
You're welcome.
Thank you, everyone. That was Ruud, and we're gonna take a short break, and we'll be right back with the matches that are going on. Court number 1.